Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back with another video from Chuck, and today we are checking out could Yusuke defeat the Saiyans. Now, I think, going from the thumbnail, this is like, could Yusuke defeat Vegeta and Nappa at the start of Dragon Ball Z? And I kind of don't know. I finished Yu Yu Hakusho, quite liked it, and if you want to see my reaction to the final episode, that's on my Patreon page. But at the end, Yusuke's pretty damn strong. You know, he's pretty damn powerful. But Vegeta and Nappa are going to blow up planets like that, and it's in my head. I don't know how to gauge Yusuke at the end because they're fighting in the demon realm, aren't they? And they're blowing up all this other stuff and that. And I don't know whether you can class them being a planetary power or what. But so initially, I'm going to say no, but we'll see where the video goes.
By far, one of the most well-recognized arcs in the intense fighting manga known as Dragon Ball Z is clearly the Saiyan saga.
Definitely.
As it introduced us to son Goku's alien heritage.
Mate, Vegeta Goku intro, phenomenal.
The death of much of the cast, which prompted the survivors to
that was weird as well. Like when you were a kid watching this and then just seeing all the main cast getting killed off, it's like, what's going on?
venture out into space. And insane new abilities like Goku's Scarlet Kaioken and the planet-shattering Dank Perp Gallic Gun from Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans. And since I greatly appreciate the series known as Yu Yu Hakusho, whose cast eventually reaches planet-threatening levels of power as well, I thought that it would make for an interesting scenario if instead of facing the Z Fighters, the Saiyans, Nappa and Vegeta, would be locked in a deathmatch against Team Urameshi, composed of the titular character, Yusuke, Kuwabara, his human rival, Hiei, a demonic swordsman who wields the Black Dragon
I mean, Kuwabara is definitely the weakest of the lot, but still, my god.
Flame,
I love him.
And Kurama, the ancient Sly Fox with a diverse utility.
Okay, right, when you're putting all of these... when you're putting all these guys against Vegeta and Nappa, I really don't know.
So, what would happen in this what if? Would the Spirit Detective and his squad be able to save the Earth? Or would they fall just like many of the Z fighters before them? Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
At this point in the series, Nappa with a power level of 4,000 and Vegeta with a power level of 18,000 are many times stronger than Master Roshi and Piccolo, who with far lower power levels were able to destroy the moon casually, which is in itself a moon to small planetary level feat, depending on how you want to calculate the explosion. Making Nappa comfortably planetary and Vegeta being planetary plus to multiplanetary levels in terms of attack potency and durability. In terms of speed, Kid Goku was capable of dodging lasers, which can be argued as being light speed, and Piccolo's attack, which vaporized the moon pretty quickly, can certainly be determined to be relativistic to being beyond baseline light speeds.
Well, yeah, it's like straight away instantaneous that he blows up the moon, innit? Like, yeah.
And as we know, the general rule in Dragon Ball is that the higher your power level is,
the more
faster
your
you
speed
become,
is, yeah.
making Nappa and Vegeta many times faster than light, and that is not including that they can amp themselves up by a factor of 10 times with the Grade 8 transformation, putting them even higher into planetary levels. As for the world of Yu Yu Hakusho, once Yusuke reaches low S-class levels upon his resurrection as a demon, he keeps up with and eventually fades out Sensui, who while being heavily suppressed, stated that his power was too great for the human realm, which likely refers to the Earth itself. Genkai even implies that if Yusuke got tired of it all, he could just obliterate everything as well. Even if you don't want to buy that they could blow up the Earth at this point, they can at least endanger countries and entire continents.
Yeah, I would say they're definitely planetary level, country level by the end of the Sensui thing, but then it goes through such a huge, like, increase at the end before the tournament. You know, in the Three Kings arc, so yeah, okay, fine.
Yusuke, Hiei, and Kurama all reach high S-class status by the time the Three Kings arc tournament rolls around. Since Yusuke nearly stalemated Yomi with a demonic power level of 1.5 million, and Hiei matching up pretty well against Mukuro, it is quite clear that by the end of the series, these characters are dozens of times stronger than Hokushin, who with a power level of 36,000 was already superior to the Earth-threatening Sensui. In turn, Yusuke, Kurama, and Hiei will certainly be in the planetary to multiplanetary level ranges in attack potency and durability, with Kuwabara likely keeping up with them if he were to have hypothetically trained for the tournament.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the last arc, was he?
But to be honest, even if we don't give Kuwabara the additional training in this scenario, it is worthy to note that his Reiki sword that can cut through
dimensions
was so nasty, since Sensui avoided his strikes at all cost, inferring that even an A-class Kuwabara was able to damage an S-class, which is crazy to think about, since even Hiei's Black Dragon Wave did jack to Sensui, who had a holy type of energy that seems to ignore normal Reiki and Yoki attacks, implying that it and the blade have a transcendent type of quality. The speed in Yu Yu Hakusho is certainly harder to pin down than in Dragon Ball, but we do get two very good feats in the series that give us a decent range for the characters. For one, prior to even becoming a B-class, Yusuke was able to react to a multitude of Suzaku's lightning-based attacks, making him at least massively hypersonic all the way back then. Although this one is a bit more iffy, Yusuke was able to keep up with Hiei, who could react to his spirit gun, which Yusuke believed would act like a ray of light, inferring that it behaves in a similar fashion. But I'll leave that up to you. Regardless, the Urameshi squad would likely be between light speeds and many times faster than light by the end of the series. I'd argue that even if they only reach faster than lightning speeds upon reaching Suzaku, Yusuke likely becomes hundreds to thousands of times faster by the time he fights Yomi, and that is not including that Hiei, and Kurama can transform or amp their power and speed furthermore. So now that we have gone over each character's stats,
and these guys don't have Super Saiyan transformations at this point,
what would happen and what are the win cons for each team?
I mean, not that Nappa ever,
First off, although Nappa would prove somewhat troubling, I believe that any member from Team Urameshi would be able to deal with him quite easily.
Yeah, it's Vegeta that's the problem.
And there's really no point in bringing the Cybermen into this since they're pretty fodder as well, but I suppose they could do some damage to Team Urameshi through a sneaky self-destruct. But I wouldn't put high confidence in them catching anyone off guard, except for Kuwabara.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kuwabara's going to let his guard down. He's the one person who gets distracted by, what's his name? No, Cyberman got me.
Maybe. But I'd reckon the others would warn him that some was about to go down, and hopefully avoid a fatality or a serious injury. The real threat in this case would be Vegeta, who should arguably be far faster than they are just by looking at how massive the gap is between him and the faster-than-light Kid Goku. But he would have similar, if not higher levels of attack potency and durability as well. Although, for example, I would expect Yusuke or Hiei to fight him one-on-one, they would likely have to gang up against Vegeta like the rest of the squad did against Sensui. It all depends on how dire they may deem the situation to be, in which case, Vegeta would certainly be pressed if he's being rushed by the gang. Even if you wanted to argue that base Vegeta is somewhat superior to them in terms of raw power, it is possible that Kuwabara's sword could still do some massive damage since it can cut through dimensions.
I mean, what's his name? Is it Yachirobe? If Yachirobe can jump in and slice off his tail in his Uzaru form, then surely Kuwabara is able to do something with his dimension-slashing sword.
Which could be argued to have some type of durability negation, and like the Kienzan, cut through in some nasty fashion. I'll leave that up to you, though. Kurama, of course, also has a deadly arsenal of plants which could turn the tide of battle if he uses them tactically. One of these is a Sinning Tree, which if it were to catch the Saiyans by surprise, could overwhelm their consciousness and leave them in a catatonic state.
That was so weird. It just came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, alright, cool.
I guess you could argue that Vegeta could just overwhelm the mind hacks with raw power, but it'd certainly work on Nappa though, I would say. Kurama can also grow other devilish plants through the ground or even within his own body, which should catch him off guard. And out of the whole gang, I'd say Kurama has the best chance to do so. Basically, I say
Kurama's a sneaky man.
The victory scenario for Team Urameshi is for Kuwabara and Hiei to try getting close to them and slashing them, Yusuke spamming spirit guns from a distance, and Kurama waiting for the right moment to lay down a trap and catch them by surprise. Although Vegeta is a prodigy in his own right and has been through his fair share of battles, I cannot see him outsmart the entire team forever, especially the 100-year-old Kurama and Yusuke, who use tactics numerous times in their battles to get out of seemingly impossible situations. Not to mention that their team has much better stamina since Yusuke was able to fight Yomi for over 60 hours straight.
God damn.
So he could potentially outlast them if such a scenario occurred. However, it is worthy to note that even if the gang manages to land good hits on Vegeta, his durability and tenacity are insane since he managed to endure several attacks that one would have probably not expected him to survive. So his durability would certainly drive the Urameshi team to their absolute limit.
They're definitely getting pushed to the max.
Now, the win con for the Saiyans would be for them to turn into great apes off the bat, giving Nappa a much better chance of surviving and killing someone on the Spirit Detectives team. Although I can see Vegeta take out several members of Team Urameshi in base, I cannot see him defeat the entire squad, likely forcing him to turn into a great ape. And if he's able to rain down enough hellfire on the team, he can likely win in that way. But if they manage to cut his tail fast enough and overwhelm him, then the tournament champions can still clutch up a win. But I guess that does bring into question if they would even know that that's like a Saiyan's weak spot, but I think they could figure something
They'd figure it out. Kurama would figure it out straight away.
out quickly. Generally, I think it comes down to if Vegeta can do enough damage and avoid enough attacks before his stamina starts to wane, and at least take out most of the team. Or, can the Urameshi team work well enough that they can outmaneuver Nappa easily, and gang up on Vegeta before he turns into a great ape. And if the Saiyans do transform, then it'd be a wrap for the Urameshi squad then. In conclusion, I'd have to give the win to Team Urameshi with insane difficulty if they're fighting the base Saiyans, but I can see Vegeta defeat at least 2 to 3 of them before then. But do let me know what you think, thanks for watching, and please let me know if you'd like to see more Yu Yu Hakusho or Dragon Ball Z content down the line. Peace out.
Peace out, yo. Cool. So I think, Yusuke team. I thought it was just be Yusuke, but like if you got the other, got Kurama and Hiei in there as well, it's like, whoa, okay, cool, bam. So yeah, cool. There we have it. Because I wasn't too sure. But as soon as you establish, they're kind of planetary as well. It's like So yeah. Thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video, I want to be able to watch Patreon-only reaction videos. Links in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month for spoiler channels. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe. If you haven't already, leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch, discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.